due to lack of budget, I have been replaced by AI. So, sorry. Please enjoy the video.
What's going on, everybody? It's Mechanic Dave. What are you thinking? We're building a mini bike motor. I want to build one this time just for myself, just to build one. But I want to use all leftover parts. Like, this thing is going to be a Franken motor for sure. Let me show you what I got. So down here is the stash, not that box. Those are customer stock return parts. But down here is my stash of junk. Now, my goal is to make something good. Something running, something good. I have 212 Hemis. I have 196 clone motors. I have a couple of 208 motors. I don't know what I want to build. This one. I just want green. I see the green. I want it. Green means go. We're going to build this one. Actually, gotta find a way to get to it. There's so many parts in the way. Oh. Ah. Everybody, I'd like you to meet Little Green. This was a motor that was on a customer's cart, which we then built him a pretty good running motor, and he said, you can just keep it. It's worn out, it's tired, it doesn't go fast. It's because it was completely stock. It was running terrible. The coil is gross. The carburetor is all gummed up, and it is completely bone stock. This is a 208cc. So I'm thinking, let's strip it down, see what we got, see what we have for performance parts, see what we can't do to build a head in-house. If I need to order a couple of parts here and there, I will. I'll probably end up ordering a flywheel and a rod, but I'd like to see if I have a performance camshaft that would fit this. I know I can build out the head and port it out. So let's break her down and see what we got. Alright, so we got Little Green completely stripped down of everything in here. Move my light cord a little bit. I'm not going to win. We have the stock carburetor off, the stock rod and piston out, got the stock head off, the stock cam, stock flywheel, whole block is stripped down, crankshaft is out, everything is out. There are a few things that I've noticed. Look at that crank. It's got some wear on it, especially on the cam, on the, not the cam, the rod journals. They look absolutely trashed. The nice thing is, this is a dished piston. Piston seems to be in okay shape. However, it is a dish. I believe this is a 70 millimeter. It's a flat top piston out of another 208, which this, honestly, I might just scrap or do something else with. I don't think this is going to be one to get built in the future. So I'm going to steal the flat top piston out of that. Over here, I have a whole box of goodies that I've thrown together. All new gaskets. The VM22 carb. I have another 208 head. I actually believe it's from that motor. And it is a very small combustion chamber, whereas the one on Little Green is very large. So we're going to up compression with a flat top piston, a thin metal head gasket, and we're going to port this head out, put in better valve springs and different rockers. I have a header pipe in there from my Trailmaster. One of the first few things I bought for it was this just cheap Amazon header pipe. I have head studs for it. We are going to be throwing in a non-Hemi crankshaft from a 212. So we are essentially going to make this 208 a 212. However, the camshaft is way larger than a 212 Hemi or non-Hemi. You see how much wiggle room is in that? Let's go under here and just snag something. What is this? 212 Hemi, which is for the Hemis, obviously, and clone motors. No way. That ain't gonna work. I know I have one in here from a non-Hemi. Right there. 212 non-Hemi. Drop it in. Same thing. So as far as camshafts go, if I want to do anything, I'll need a different camshaft. However, I can just reuse this one. Trying to do this as low buck as possible. Things I will probably end up doing is just a billet rod and flywheel, just mostly for safety. But everything else is free used junk, so that's gonna be the bill. All right, so we got Little Green completely clean, and you know what I'm thinking? We're building a nice new motor. It's gotta have a nice new paint job. So we're gonna go pick up some green high temp paint. We're gonna give this thing the old Craigslist rebuild. Gonna respray this. We're gonna respray the block. Valve cover, that's gonna stay silver. Does need a good of a hone job. And looks like there was some stuff scraping in here. He did leave the washer for the governor in there, but we took care of that. We're gonna plug them both up properly. We'll get this thing repainted. And yeah, we got our first coat of Ford Grabber Green on the on Little Green out here. So I threw the old head back on just so I had some coverage, and I think it's gonna look pretty good. We'll give her another coat once this one's dried. It's not the greatest in the world. I mean, shit, all I did was wash it. But you know what? It's gonna get beaten on anyways. Alright, we're gonna use this Troy-Bilt 208 because it has a flat top 70mm piston. And we're gonna harvest that to use in Little Green. This motor is also gonna donate this recoil cover because we need one to start the engine. It's gonna donate that piston. And I mean, I'll keep some other stuff, but this crankshaft is just, it's not compatible with anything go-kart related, so we'll see. I'll measure the cam in this thing too and see if it's the same as Little Green's cam, but I'm honestly on the hunt for a performance camshaft. Did somebody say junkyard head? Yep, right there. So this is a 208cc clone head with a really small combustion chamber that actually came off of the Troy-Bilt that we pulled some parts from. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna strip these stamped rockers off of it. We're gonna get these valve springs out of there. We're gonna get the studs out. We're gonna get this head clean first of all, and then we are going to port it out. So we're gonna enlarge the intake and the exhaust ports, and we're gonna make this thing much more of a better flowing head. So small combustion chamber, I don't know, 18cc, I'm not measuring it, but this is a damn higher compression head than a stock 212 head or the stock head that came off of Little Green. So let's get this thing stripped down. All right, so we're pretty much done with the head. I ran out of gunk to clean the thing, but I gunked it a couple of times, ran it down with a wire brush. So the head is good to go. The important thing is it's all ported. Check out that intake runner. Nice and smooth. You don't care as much about the exhaust just because the amount of air that we're flowing is the same regardless. The pipe diameter really is what makes the difference there. But this head is pretty good for $3.99. We got the first coat of paint on the head and the valve cover. And while I was waiting for that to dry, I went ahead and found a MSD plug wire and screwed it in. It's literally just a screw that conducts or that taps into the wire. So literally just screwed it on, cut it to length, and boom, we got an MSD coil. All right, we got the exhaust put on. We got the carb in there. Got a new gasket. Found some correct Allen bolts with a lock washer on there. It's important to use lock washers. These engines vibrate. I think next step is pull the head off and get the rags and stuff out from when we blocked with paint. We get the plug put in. We can get our coil put in, set at the maximum distance so we can still get the flywheel on. You get the side cover off, get the crankshaft in. Lifters still need to go in, push rods need to go in, valves need to be lashed. The cam needs to get back from dyno cams from being ground. I think, what did I say we were going to do for a cam? It was going to be a 276 lift. Yeah, so should be pretty good. Should make some good RPMs. Still need to block off the governor hole and all that. But it looks nice. I mean, shwee. For almost all junk parts, I think I'm only spending like maybe $200 on the billet rod, a flywheel, a magnetic dipstick, the camshaft. You know, not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Need a little bit of touch-up paint. Oof, we missed a whole spot. I think there was a rag piece there. And the valve cover also needs some touch-up too. But that's fine. It's fine. Little greens coming together. All right, so we got our flywheel. This is from the good folks over at Racers Pro Quip up in Memphis, Tennessee. This is a cast aluminum flywheel, and it is super light. It basically takes the same design as the stock flywheel. A lot smaller though. But it also takes the plastic fans. Boom, just like that. So this is lighter than the billet speedways that I usually do on builds. This will effectively give us less drag. This is 28 degrees of built-in timing, and they were nice enough to give me an advanced key, so I think we can get to 32 degrees. But this is pretty neat. I figured I'd try it out. This was $45, by the way, so it's a good upgrade from a trusted company, and it'll be a hell of a lot better, safer, lighter, and more timing than a stock flywheel. So we'll use this. All right, we got our new arc billet rod in, and standard 3.308 inches. So it should be a little bit longer than the Mars rod. I think just by a little bit, but it should come up all the way and be nice and flush with this surface right here, giving us optimal compression, especially with the flat top piston and the small combustion chamber head. So, and this will be way stronger than this rod ever could dream of. It oils the journal and doesn't just scratch itself like the old rod. And big difference, billet aluminum, composite cast aluminum. Crap. All right, so we got the arc billet rod installed and the flat top piston, and if you look, it doesn't come all the way up, which really grinds me because I really wanted this to be like really high compression. However, I think I can get away with a little bit with the metal head gasket. I definitely need a slightly longer rod, no pun intended, but for right now, it'll work. All right, so we got the camshaft back from Dyno Cams. Let's see. Here's the spec sheet, 276 lift. Those specs were copied off of one of their cams, so they just welded on the lobes and grounded it down and balanced it, all that. As far as the piston goes, I'm left with a good dilemma, whether I can get a longer rod and spend more money and raise it up just that hair and boost the compression,
which will then end up just being sold, or I can leave it as it is. I think I'm just going to leave it how it is. The thin head gasket, the small combustion chamber, all that's going to bump up compression anyways, especially with a flat top. So we're going to leave the stock length rod in there, but we can get to reassembling everything else. All right, we got the head torqued down, we got the side cover on, all our gaskets are in place. I wanted to show you real quick before I put the push rods in the difference in thickness. So these are stock push rods. So we got the head torqued down, we got the side cover on. I wanted to show you the difference in the push rods that we're using. So these are stock push rods. They're pretty thin. These are the ones we're using. They're much thicker. And always remember, use your lash caps. And these will be a lot stronger than stock push rods. Ladies and gentlemen, Little Green is taking shape. We got the head on, we got the carb on, exhaust, flywheel, everything's wired. We got spark. Oh, everything's good. She just needs some oil. Put the fuel tank on, run the line to the carb, get a cable for the carburetor so we can work it, and then she runs. This thing is, I'm pretty proud of this thing. Came out looking good. Little Green is done. Brought back from the dead better than ever. Can't wait to run this thing, see how it goes, see how it sounds. I know how it'll sound, that fucker's loud. But this thing is looking pretty good. Should perform pretty good too. All I need is a fuel filter on there. So let's see if we can't find something to put it in. Maybe in a different episode. If I pull the motor on my bike, I'll just swap this in. But chances are it's gonna get sold sometime soon. So I'll see if we can't get it running before it sells. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a lot of fun building Little Green, bringing it back to life, and just building it in general. So if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the future. Maybe we'll mess with these some more. You'll see Little Green live. Of course it'll live. It was built by Mechanic Dave. See you later.